San Francisco, and Atlantic City. The Republicans and the Democrats meeting to nominate their candidates for president and vice president. Act 1 in a three-part drama of convention, election, inauguration. The Screen News Digest presents in sight and in sound Convention Time in the USA.
Will the sergeant at arms clear the aisle? Will the delegates kindly take their seats? Having arrived and a quorum of the delegates being present, I do now declare the 28th convention of the Republican Party in session and call the convention to order.
The Republicans meet at the Cow Palace in San Francisco and salute America's former president, Dwight Eisenhower.
Thank you very much, folks. Thank you.
The former president is deeply moved by the warmth of the welcome.
Mr. Chairman, Congressman Halleck, and my fellow citizens, I want to tell you, I am forever and shall forever be sensible to the great honor that was twice bestowed upon me by a body such as this. It is the highest ambition that any American can have. And by your generosity and by your action, I was permitted, a poor farmer boy from Kansas, to enjoy it.
Now the nominations. Senator Dirksen of Illinois offers Senator Barry Goldwater of Arizona.
Let's give 190 million Americans the choice they've been waiting for. Let's place before the people the cause of a party which was born to preserve the Union. And I'm honored indeed, and I'm proud to nominate my colleague from Arizona to be the Republican nominee for President of the United States.
Milton Eisenhower places William Scranton in nomination.
I now nominate as the Republican candidate for the presidency of the United States, William Warren Scranton of Pennsylvania.
It is D-Day H hour. The balloting begins.
I vote for Goldwater. 87 Oklahoma, 22, Goldwater.
The Commonwealth of Pennsylvania cast 60 votes for its great governor and favorite son, William Warren Scranton.
South Carolina, 16 votes.
Mr. Chairman, humbly grateful that we can do this for America. South Carolina cast 16 votes for Senator Barry Goldwater to put him over the top.
Barry Goldwater has received the highest honor his party can bestow.
Fellow Republicans, it is the cause of republicanism to resist concentrations of power, private or public. It is a cause of republicanism to ensure that power remains in the hands of the people. And so help us God, that is exactly what a Republican president will do with the help of a Republican Congress. This party, with its every action, every word, every breath, and every heartbeat, has but a single resolve, and that is freedom. From this moment, united and determined, we will go forward together, dedicated to the ultimate and undeniable greatness of him.
The 1964 Republican Convention is history. The candidates chosen for President Senator Barry Goldwater of Arizona, for Vice President Congressman William Miller of New York.
The 34th Convention of the Democratic Party of the United States is now called to order.
The Democrats, meeting at Convention Hall in Atlantic City, pause to honor the memory of John Fitzgerald Kennedy. Robert Kennedy speaks as only a brother can of the late president.
I know that it was a source of the greatest strength to him to know that there were thousands of people all over the United States who were together with him, dedicated to certain principles and to certain ideals. No matter what talent an individual possesses, no matter what energy he might have, no matter how much integrity and honesty he might have, if he is by himself and particularly a political figure, he can accomplish very little. But if he's sustained, as President Kennedy was, by the Democratic Party all over the United States, dedicated to the same things that he was attempting to accomplish, you can accomplish a great deal. No one knew that really more than President John F. Kennedy.
The name of Lyndon Baines Johnson is placed in nomination by Governor Edmund Pat Brown of California.
Ladies and gentlemen of this convention, it is my privilege to place in nomination the name of one American to whom all can pledge support, in whom all can place confidence, a great leader of his party and his people, the President Lyndon Baines Johnson.
Convention Chairman, House Speaker John McCormick of Massachusetts, addresses the delegates.
Chair recognizes the distinguished lady delegate from Florida, Mrs. Lloyd Damsey, for the purpose of making a motion. Mrs. Damsey. Where is that? Oh. I didn't see you.
Right behind you. Mr. Chairman, I move to suspend the rules and nominate by acclamation as our candidate for the office of the President of the United States of America, the Honorable Lyndon Baines Johnson.
The climactic moment, the convention makes its choice.
The distinguished lady delegate from Florida, many is in favor of the motion will say aye. Opposed, no. The ayes in the opinion of the chair. 2/3, and in fact unanimously, but in the opinion of the chair, being complying with parliamentary law, again in the opinion of the chair, 2/3 having voted in the affirmative, the rules is suspended, and the Honorable Lyndon B. Johnson is nominated by acclamation as our candidate for office of President of the United States. Accept your nomination. I accept the duty of leading this party to victory this year. I ask the American people for a mandate
not to preside over a finished program, not just to keep things going. I ask the American people for a mandate to begin. We seek a nation where every man can, in the world, words of our oldest promise, follow the pursuit of happiness. Not just security, but achievements and excellence and fulfillment of the spirit. So as we conclude our labors, let us tomorrow turn to our new task. Let us be on our way.
The Democratic ticket for 1964, President Lyndon Johnson of Texas and Senator Hubert Humphrey of Minnesota. The conventions are ended. The campaign begins. The candidates take their party's platforms and principles to the American people to see and to be seen, to speak to and to be heard in cities and towns, north, east, south, and west. On Election Day, the nation votes. Democracy speaks. 70 million people go to the polls, choosing their president, as Americans have done since the election of George Washington a century and 3/4 ago. This tradition, this heritage, unchanged and unbroken, has been and is today a living witness to the strength and growth of democracy in action in America.
To widen your horizons, to stimulate your interest in things going on about you, Wolf & Dessauer, one of America's great department stores, has presented the Screen News Digest as a public service.